But the big X factor here is what our outside mids are doing. Because obviously their outside mids are not going to be back at half in a scenario like this. They're going to be up here, and they're going to be up here, right? And so hopefully our outside mids have stayed on their marks. And let me just move them real quick. Right, so again, I have put them on the inside. They track back. This is pretty standard. I mean, when the ball's at the top of the box, everyone, I mean, these guys are probably going to be somewhere in here, and our whole midfield is going to be collapsed down here too. I just didn't move them because, you know, not really what we're focused on right now. So that's pretty. This is pretty standard for them to be getting back this far in this situation. So that's not too different. We just gotta make sure we're managing that. And actually, let me move the outside center backs to where they're supposed to be too. So this might be not to scale, but so we've moved back and in basically from here to here, right? To kind of force them to come into us and try to take us on it or take a long shot, and then hopefully these guys are marking up and they've followed their marks as well. And I think that's everything for here, so we'll move on to the next one. Alright, so again, now we're looking against a 4-2-2 or 4-4-2, so we now have two forwards here and here that we're trying to mark up. And basically the rule of thumb is outside center backs, you're going to almost man mark them, you're going to follow them around the field. So in theory, they're going to be moving from side to side, following the play, and our back line will just shift with them, right? So we're keeping our center back free. Hopefully our holding mid is shifting with us and still providing that front screen and hopping into these lanes when they need to. And yeah, so I'm just going to quickly show how it changes when the ball is on the outside. Again, this player has been beat and we are being attacked this way. Okay, so again, the back line is going to have to shift over to defend, but now we have two forwards that we're worried about who have stayed high, and I'm going to make these moves and I'm going to show you how to deal with it. Basically, this player is going to step to the ball. So let me get this stuff off real quick. So this player is going to step to the ball, which leaves this guy free here. Our center back is going to shift over. We want them to stay free. Their forward is probably going to check in the middle, and they're just going to follow them. And what's going to happen is our holding mid needs to be able to get over here to get on their back and try to deny that pass. And then obviously our attacking center mid needs to back check, and so does the 8, and maybe fill in and balance the triangle out on that side. And then of course these two are probably going to make a run. You're going to have to mark them over there. So let me just make these moves real quick so we can see what that looks like. Alright, so here it is. We're on the ball, or they're on the ball over here. This guy here, this was our right center back. They had to step to the ball. This is our center back. They're still back. They are free. Right here, number 2. That is our holding mid. They got on the back of their forward, who is just number 3 there, and then this is their second forward, and this is our weak side center back. Okay, so you guys can basically see how we've shifted. Oh, I should mention, so this is the 8 against their 8. Obviously, ideally, you want to be goal side there. I just thought from where they were is kind of unrealistic for this player to have beaten them to that spot. They want to get here. They're chasing them, and they got a lot of work to do. So And then you can see that our attacking center mid is here, kind of marking up a little bit and cutting out the passing lane, so that if we do make them go backwards, we're kind of there to kind of cut out that support angle. And then obviously we had the run here, and they beat up to their spot to get goal side. But basically, you guys can see how we've covered everybody, except our 8, obviously, and we're kind of forcing them into the corner. So even if she does get beat down the line, we have the support and everyone else is marked. As long as everybody is recovering, we should be fine here. We're okay, kind of pushing them into that corner. So kind of like the theme that you can pull out is, we recognize that we give up a lot of space out wide and in behind, and we're almost inviting them to try to play into that space, because if everyone's where they're supposed to be and moves to where they need to go, we can kind of trap them in that space and make them either hit a cross or try to beat us down the baseline here, and we can cut that out with our solid 1v1 defending, hopefully. But what we don't want is to get caught on the fast break and have passes get into here with people into space, to get in front of the goal. Alright, so lastly we have the 4-3-3, and obviously the 4-3-3 is the toughest to deal with because it's 3-on-3, they're forwards against our defenders. So it's a lot of trying to balance your position and and just hoping that we can get everyone covered, basically. So again, I'll say outside center backs, you're not marking up their wide players, you're watching them, right? So you want to be in the general vicinity, but still we don't want this distance to be more than 20 to 25 yards, because then we leave way too much space in here, and if the ball gets into their center forward, we're gonna get scored on. So things to watch for, or your positioning in relation to them. Obviously this is while you're staying connected to your center back, but your positioning in relation to them is you want to be on the inside and a little bit back. Okay, you never want to be even with them, even if you are on the inside, because one good ball over the top, if they're faster than you, you're beat. And another really important area of relationship is this relationship between the center back and the holding mid, right? And so what I have said before is, if you're facing a 4-3-3, or they've got a lot, if they're overloading it up top, the holding mid can kind of sit back a little bit more and almost be more connected to the back line than they are to the midfield, to really make this space tight and difficult to play into. But that's just something that you guys kind of have to read and manage. And the thing about the 4-3-3 is that not everyone plays it the same. Sometimes their 3 forwards will all literally be on the back line the entire game. Sometimes they stay super wide, like against St. Croix, or they'll be more inside or whatever. So basically the rule of thumb, well, I guess generally speaking, the rule of thumb will be this. Basically, we need to be super aware and actually I'm about to have to end this video clip, so let me just start talking about this on the next one.